Welcome to Nature Walk, the podcast that delves into the wonders of the natural world. I'm your host, David, and I'm thrilled to have you join me on this journey of discovery. Today, we're going to explore a fascinating story about birds that thrive on a diet of sugary nectar and what scientists have learned from their remarkable adaptations. Imagine sipping on a sweet, energy-rich drink all day long without worrying about the consequences of excessive sugar consumption. For humans, such a diet would lead to a host of health problems, including metabolic syndrome, obesity, and type 2 diabetes. But for some birds, like parrots, hummingbirds, honeyeaters, and sunbirds, a diet rich in sugar is not only their reality, but also their key to survival. Researchers have long been puzzled by how these birds can consume such large amounts of sugar without suffering the negative effects that would be catastrophic for humans. To uncover the secrets behind this phenomenon, a team of scientists led by Ekaterina Osipova, a genomicist at Harvard University, set out to study the genomes of birds with different diets. By comparing the genetic makeup of sugar-feeding species with those that prefer seeds, insects, or meat, the researchers identified thousands of genetic changes that enable these birds to thrive on their high-sugar diet. They found that different groups of birds, like parrots and sunbirds, had evolved similar genetic adaptations in response to their diets, despite being distinct lineages. One gene, called MLX-IPL, stood out as a crucial player in the bird's ability to metabolize sugar. This gene serves as a cellular sugar sensor, producing a transcription factor that controls the activity of other genes involved in carbohydrate metabolism. When the researchers introduced the hummingbird version of this gene into human cells, they found that it changed the way the cells responded to sugar, allowing them to better metabolize carbohydrates. But the adaptations didn't stop there. The scientists also discovered changes in genes that control blood pressure, which is essential for maintaining the right consistency of blood plasma when consuming a diet rich in sticky sugars and water. This is a stunning example of evolutionary integration, where multiple genetic tweaks work together to enable these birds to survive and thrive on their unique diet. As we learn more about the intricate mechanisms that allow these birds to live the high-sugar life, we may also uncover new insights into how to address metabolic diseases in humans. While it's unlikely that a single gene will hold the key to solving these complex health problems, understanding the suite of genetic adaptations that enable these birds to thrive on sugar could lead to innovative approaches in the development of new treatments. And that's where we'll leave this story for now. The natural world is full of fascinating tales like this one, and we're just getting started on our journey of exploration. We'll be right back with more fascinating stories from the natural world on Nature Walk. Welcome back to Nature Walk. I'm your host, David. Today, we're exploring the fascinating world of insects and their complex relationships with humans. In our previous segment, we delved into the intriguing lives of birds that can mimic human speech. Now, let's shift our attention to a creature that has been a nuisance to humans for millions of years, the mosquito. Recent studies have shed new light on the evolutionary history of mosquitoes, revealing that these insects began biting humans over 1 million years ago. This discovery not only provides insights into the evolution of mosquitoes, but also offers clues about the migration patterns of early human ancestors. The research, published in scientific reports, analyzed the DNA of 38 modern mosquito species from the Anopheles leucosphaerus group. By reconstructing their evolutionary history, scientists were able to estimate when and where mosquitoes first developed a preference for feeding on human blood. The results suggest that this adaptation occurred between 2.9 and 1.6 million years ago in a region known as Sundaland, which includes present-day Malaysia, Indonesia, and the Philippines. This finding is significant because it coincides with the proposed arrival of Homo erectus in Southeast Asia around 1.8 million years ago. It's likely that the abundance of early humans in this region drove the evolution of mosquitoes to feed on human blood, possibly due to the unique odor of these early hominins. The study's lead author, evolutionary biologist Catherine Walton, notes that this discovery was unexpected, as previous estimates suggested that mosquitoes began feeding on humans much later. The fact that only about 100 of the estimated 3,600 modern mosquito species have evolved to bite humans highlights the complexity of their evolutionary history. As we continue to explore the natural world, we're reminded of the intricate relationships between species and their environments. The story of mosquitoes and humans serves as a fascinating example of how the evolution of one species can be influenced by the presence of another. Welcome back to Nature Walk. I'm your host, David. As we conclude our journey through the natural world today, we find ourselves in the Emerald Isles, where a fascinating tale of heritage and conservation awaits. In Ireland, a country steeped in tradition and folklore, there's a creature that has been an integral part of the landscape for thousands of years, the old Irish goat. Known historically as an gabber fiáin or the wild goat, this breed is deeply rooted in both Irish folklore and agriculture. Goats were among the first animals domesticated in Ireland, with a history dating back to Neolithic times. By 1891, there were an estimated 282,000 old Irish goats roaming the countryside, but by 1980, their numbers had drastically dwindled to just 9,000 due to unregulated trophy hunting, inbreeding, and habitat loss. Today, small, wild, roaming herds of these resilient creatures are often viewed as symbols of wisdom and hardiness. Their ability to thrive on marginal land and produce nutrient-dense milk has made them invaluable to small farmers for centuries. However, despite their importance, goats tend to get overlooked in the archaeological record because it's notoriously difficult to distinguish between their bones and those of sheep. Recently, a groundbreaking study shed new light on the history of these magnificent animals. Researchers analyzed goat remains dating back to around 1100–900 BCE from a Bronze Age hill fort called Howdy's Fort in County Armagh, Northern Ireland. They also studied newer goat remains from the medieval town of Carrickfergus in County Antrim, Northern Ireland. Using radiocarbon dating, genetic and protein analyses, the team confirmed that the late Bronze Age animals are the oldest goat remains ever identified in Ireland to date. The genomic comparisons revealed a remarkable continuity. The ancient animals share their strongest genetic affinity with the same critically endangered old Irish goat population that still survives today. This discovery underscores the urgency of protecting this breed, which carries within it a living genetic record of Ireland's ancient past. As Sinead Keane from the Old Irish Goat Society so aptly put it, it provides powerful scientific validation of what local communities and conservationists have long believed, that the old Irish goat represents a living piece of our ancient heritage. As we conclude this episode of Nature Walk, let's take a moment to appreciate the intricate web of life that binds us to our natural world. The story of the old Irish goat is a testament to the importance of preserving our cultural and biological heritage. It reminds us that even in the face of adversity, resilience and determination can make all the difference. That's all for today's Nature Walk. Remember to like, share and subscribe, and until next time, keep exploring your natural world.